The show started off strong, but lately, never mind Driftmark, I think it has left a bit of a skid mark on its underpants. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We're here to review House of the Dragon Season 1, Episode 7, I believe. This one is called Driftmark. I said the show started off strong. I mean, has it really started off strong? It started off okay. It started off like an average, mediocre episode of Game of Thrones, but unfortunately it's just kind of went downhill from there. I mean, there's a couple of characters that are okay, there's a couple of scenes that I think are okay, and I think this was actually definitely one of the better episodes, but yeah, just the lead up to it, the last few really haven't been good, but I think maybe we're back on track. I think this was an episode heading in the right direction.
Yes, the house is going in the right direction, the dragons are flying in the right direction. Let's talk about it again. Nothing great to write home about, but it's better than what it has been. That's what you can ask for.
It has been. So we need to say goodbye to a few people. Lena is one of them. So we've got Lena's funeral, but we're also saying goodbye to Strong, Lionel Strong, I believe, and Harwin Strong, the Hand of the King. They both died in that fire. So yeah, it looks like Alicent arranged that fire, so they both died in that. And then obviously Lena died in a fire as well, but hers was more like suicide because she asked her dragon to basically let her go. It's kind of like, release me, and it did that. So look, we get the funeral. Everybody and anybody who's important was at this funeral. Is what it is, just a funeral for Lena. And while Lena is being put to rest, we see Daemon. He sneaks off with Rhaenyra and they have sex. So again,
he was also smirking during the funeral, right? It's what I fucking hate this guy.
I mean, it's one thing if he doesn't like his wife, but I mean, he's got kids with her, for God's sake.
And then Corlys just sits there and fucking laps it up. No, who is this guy supposed to... Are we supposed to hate him? I actually get the feeling you're supposed to like him. Like, oh, he's the rebellious Rhaenyra. I hate him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a bit weird that he's got kids with Lena, yet he hasn't shed a tear. And I get it, look, this was an arranged marriage, but you would think all those years together, you would at least grow a wee bit fond of them, or you would, you know, be sympathising the fact that your own children have lost their mother, but Daemon doesn't really seem to care. So yeah, he goes off and he sleeps with Rhaenyra, and it looks like they're going to be the power couple. They're going to be the Targaryens in charge. King Viserys tries to speak with Daemon, but Daemon doesn't want to know him after getting exiled for a second time. Does he blame King Viserys though for exiling him? I think Daemon brought all that stuff on his own.
How pathetic's that though, right? Viserys is a guy that's, excommunicated him twice, and it's him actually going to Daemon. Twice, rather than Daemon going to him. Viserys is the weakest king I've ever seen. The crown, he must have won it out of a bowl of Frosties.
I think so. Aemond then goes and gets Fygar, the dragon that used to belong to Lena. He manages to take the dragon, he mounts the dragon, and then he flies with the dragon. This kind of just reminded me of like Harry Potter stuff here, as if they were playing that game. Was it Quidditch or something? It's just, I don't know.
Where'd you get that one from?
I don't know, but like that, hanging on to a dragon, and the dragon's flying at like top speed in the air, and you're not strapped in, and you're hanging on with your arms extended, and you've got like the wrath of the wind hitting against you, the turbulence, and you're up in the sky, and like you're a kid, you're not that strong, and you're just hanging on with both. I don't buy that.
No, I don't buy it. It's unrealistic.
I think to fly a dragon, and you see the dragons do like 180s, 360s, tilt, and you would think you'd need to be strapped in, surely, to ride one of these things.
Have the strength of like the mountain. Not this Diddy kid.
None of these people seem to have any, but yeah, it looks like Aemon then has managed to win himself a dragon. He comes back. We have Lena's kids who are called Baela and Rhaena. They are with Jace and Luke, who are Rhaenyra's kids. Just so many jobber kids in here. And
no, but the worst thing about it is you're just getting like each episode passes and it's like, oh, here's 10 more kids to worry about. And then the next episode they're like 25.
Yeah, the 4 kids confront They confront Aemond. They're not happy that he just stole their mother's dragon, but
I actually thought this fight scene here was probably one of the better scenes of the show.
yeah, but he claims that it's not their mother's dragon anymore because their mother is dead, and that Jace and Luke are just bastards anyway. So what are they going to do? Then the kids try and beat up Aemond. And, I mean, really, they're a lot smaller than him. One of the kids is supposed to be, like, roughly the same age. I believe it's Jace, one of Rhaenyra's kids, but there's a massive height difference. And I really can't stand Rhaenyra's kids. They just look like two fucking little fairy goofballs that if they, like, hurt their little finger or something, they'd burst into tears.
Yeah, I get that vibe too. Again, I thought it was a decent...
Snot-nosed brats, I would call them.
Yeah,
like.
I thought this was actually a decent scene, though. I mean, 4-on-1... But I actually thought...
No, but
I would say hands down the best scene of the show, actually.
Yeah, but... Yeah, no, definitely. So...
definitely, you don't have to agree with me.
No, Aemon's winning the fight, and he's got... They pull a knife on him, and he gets the knife away from them and all this stuff, and one of the kids picks up a rock and hits him with a rock. The other one then sprays, like, dirt into his eyes, throws dirt into his eyes, and slashes him with a knife, and Aemond loses an eye. So, I mean, he was winning this fight 100%. Could have probably killed them all if he wanted to, but then he gets his eye slashed, he loses an eye. But let's just go back to the whole Jace and Luke thing. Just look at these kids, right? And it's almost like they want them to look pathetic and wimpish. I don't know what it is, but if you compare these two to, let's say, Rickon and Bran in Game of Thrones, Rickon and Bran just look more... I'm not saying they look manly because they're kids, but they look like they're not missing crow. I mean, like, Bran looks like the kind of guy that... I mean...
He's missing fucking legs.
But we've seen Theon come in and Bran was like, I will not yield. And he's just laying there. He can't do fuck all. See if Theon walked into Jace and Luke and says, you will yield, Winterfell. I think those two would have bust out crying and pissed their pants.
Yep, probably.
Whereas you had Bran wanting to fight even though he can't move. He's a cripple.
He's a cripple.
No, but am I the only one seeing this, or did Jace and Luke look extremely, look there, pun intended, look extremely pathetic?
I think they do look extremely pathetic, but I think that's to try and make Rhaenyra look a wee bit weaker because she's the main character and it's more of an uphill struggle.
Oh, you've got inferior...
Aye, but you're going up against the Viserys' wife. I can't remember her name.
Alicent.
But
she's got superior children or whatever.
Yeah, but she's a lesser character.
But you look at her two kids and they look like... Although I do think the older one looks a little bit... I know, a little bit wimpy, but they do look like Targaryens.
No, they do.
Who the fuck did Jason look like? And I know they're bastards.
They look like that guy that burnt to crisp.
Yeah, so then we get the big meeting and the King Viserys here, like... I don't get this. His son has just lost an eye, yet he's more outraged over the fact that his son called Jason Luke bastards, despite, I'm assuming Viserys at this point must know the truth.
Everyone must know the truth.
I know Otto Hightower...
Corlys knows, his wife knows, the cousin of Viserys knows.
No, but it's like nobody knew, and then they're asking, what's his name, Aemond, like... How did you know this? Like, and then he's looking at his mother, he's looking at Alicent, but then he turns away and he blames it on his big brother. I guess he did this because he knew that the king wouldn't punish his other son, I guess, rather than his mom. But this is just dumb because then when the older brother, what's Aemon's brother called, the older one?
I don't recall his name, but he's right. What he says is, just look at them. And that's it.
Yeah, he says, just look at them. And it's like, you know, what the hell? He says, just look at them. Then everyone looks at them. Is it Aegon? Yeah, Aegon. So you got Aemond and Aegon. Aegon then says to Viserys, we know, father. Everyone knows. It's obvious. Just look at them. And then everyone looks at them. And it's like they're just finding out at this moment, oh, wait, Aegon's onto something. I mean, how could you only notice this at this point?
And it's not even like, oh, they've been too scared of the king to not notice or Corlys. It's not been portrayed that way.
But then Viserys doubles down, and he's like, anyone who brings up the illegitimacy of Rhaenyra's sons will lose their tongue, despite them being bastards. And that's it. He just wants it to be over. His son's lost an eye. His son just didn't tell no lies. Said that, they're bastards. Viserys doesn't care about that, though. He's more concerned about people speaking the truth than he is his son losing an eye. Alicent then, I guess, steps up and steals Viserys' knife because he isn't willing to do anything. She claims she wants an eye for an eye. I mean, this kind of reminded me of the scene where we've got Cersei. She wants Robert to punish Ned, and then he doesn't. And then she says, maybe I should wear the throne and you the gown. And then he punches her and he says, wear that in silence or I'll honour you again. It kind of reminded me of that, but only
shit.
Probably not as good.
Yeah.
But Alicent wanted Viserys to do something and Viserys wouldn't do anything, so she took the dagger and she goes after the kids, and obviously Rhaenyra tries to stop her and Rhaenyra gets her wrist slit instead. Alicent also wanted Christian Cole to take the eye. Now, I think Christian Cole, I'm not sure what the right title is, but I believe he is like the, let's just say, for example, bodyguard of Alicent, but we seen when he went to do anything,
Queen's Guard, is it?
Queen's Guard or whatever. When he tried to do this, Daemon stepped in and stopped him. So I don't know. It looked like Christian Cole was pretty outnumbered here.
Yeah, but like, how weird's that? It's like Viserys is just
the
so
Kingsguard was stopping him as well. It was like everybody here that is in armor was basically against Christian Cole.
But see, know why this is. This is because Viserys is so fucking weak. If he set, the ground rule, no one would step to him. The guy can barely walk. He's pish. I don't know what the correct course of action is here, because at the end of the day, he lost an eye. But as Aemon says, here, but I got a dragon, it's alright, mother.
And he said that he thinks that's a fair trade, an eye for a dragon, and you know what, he might be right.
No, he might be right, but why doesn't Viserys say that? Why does it take his son to say that? Why doesn't Viserys... See the whole, I'll cut your tongues out if you mention the illegitimacy of my grandchildren? Why doesn't he say, if anybody mentions about killing one another's kids, then I'll cut your tongues out? It's pathetic, man. The guy's so fucking weak. And then what age is he supposed to be?
Not too sure.
How is Daemon 4 years fucking younger than they get? 4 decades?
Then Lenore says that he has been a terrible husband. He's let Rhaenyra down. Rhaenyra says that everyone is questioning the legitimacy of their children, and he feels upset about that. I mean, he knows he's not the father, so even Alicent said it in the last episode, maybe if you keep trying, you'll get one that looks like you. I mean, it's quite obvious that these are not his kids, but he says that he is going to try and strengthen their claim. He's going to try and be the husband that she deserves, but she doesn't want him as a husband, so Rhaenyra and Daemon get married. I don't know if there was another time skip here. There might have been, but they say they could only marry if Lenore was dead. We then see them pay Lenore's lover. They give him money. They talk about a place where you can go, and it doesn't matter if you're gay. Basically, that's what they're saying. There's a place you can go and be free as long as you've got gold.
How gay is that?
And they give him gold. Then we see Lenore's lover, Carl Corey. He goes into Lenore's room at night, attacks Lenore. Lenore then fights back, and by the time Lenore's guards get there, we see a body that is like shoved in the fire pit or whatever, so it's burnt. Corlys and his wife arrive, and they've realised that they've just lost another son. They want to know how this could happen. How could we lose him? Where was the guards? And that was it. So we have Lenore seemingly dead. Corlys has lost both children now. He's a bit upset about that. Rhaenyra and Daemon get married. I mean, how does Viserys feel about this? I mean, I don't know. It's just fucking weird having your brother marry your daughter. I don't care if it's a Targaryen specialty. It's just fucking not right. Like, well, with Targaryens, it seems to be more brother and sister.
Not uncle niece.
Yeah, so, I don't know. It's a bit strange.
Uncle nonce, more like.
And then, late in the night, we see a cloaked figure running towards the beach on Driftmark, where Carl Quarry is waiting for him in a rowboat, and it's Laenor Valerian. He has shaved his head, so he won't be recognised for having his Valerian silver hair. And that's it. It looks like... I don't know if Daemon and Carl helped Laenor fake his death, or whether Daemon actually wanted Laenor dead, and then Carl faked out the Laenor death. I'm not quite sure.
I think Carl has actually double-crossed Daemon and Rhaenyra. That's what it came across to me. But, Corlys is pointing at the fact, how the fuck did this happen in my own hall?
Yeah.
It's like the guy just challenged him.
Good question. And then that's it, really. We see Laenor and Coral.
Coral!
We see them just going off to Driftmark where they can live a happy life and be gay and be free, because the only thing that you need, apparently, in Driftmark is gold.
It just feels incredibly woke.
Ah, the two gay guys.
Get to be gay in this wee island where there's gay and gold. It's like, no, you look at Game of Thrones and how they handled Renly.
The LGBT community.
It wasn't woke, that's for sure.
Yeah, but you know what? Renly was gay, but he didn't come across as woke. He didn't come across as, like, super homosexual. I actually liked the Renly character. I thought he was good for the short period of time where he lasted.
No, I agree, but here, will we agree on the episode rating? Because I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10.
So, well, I agree with that. You know what? I think it's the best episode we've seen so far. It probably rivals the premiere. I thought the fight scene with the kids was good after Aemon stole the dragon. And then I think the scene after that, where we have Viserys questioning him and then Alicent wanting more, an eye for an eye. I thought that was another really good scene as well. So definitely an improvement. I'm going to give it a 7 though. Probably not. I think I'll give it a 6. But here, 6.5 out of 10.
What I would say is,
still a good rating.
I think the episodes are too long. I think some of the scenes are just dragged out, like the dragon riding scene. I think the kids scene was good length, but I even think the court scene was far too long.
It picked up, but I thought the beginning was pretty poor. I mean, it was like 20 minutes for that funeral. Just people standing around.
Damon laughing. Brilliant.
I don't know if we really needed that. But anyway, there you go, guys. 6.5 out of 10. Definitely one of the best episodes. I think the only one that comes close to it is probably the premiere. And, who knows? Maybe it's going to pick up and maybe we can finish strong with episode 8, 9, and 10. We'll catch you in those ones. Till then, though, peace.